Payback is just days away, and so far the WWE has 5 big bouts booked for its latest PLE. Who will get payback at Pittsburgh's PPG Paints Arena, and who will walk away with nothing to show but a bruised body? Join us now as we look at all the winners and losers of WWE's Payback 2023. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. The first match is LA Knight versus The Miz. The LA Knight fans curious about just how much the WWE plans to push him may want to skip ahead to our next prediction. LA Knight fans are happy to see him on the second PLE in a row, not to mention appearing after winning the Slim Jim SummerSlam Battle Royal, but more than a few are asking why he's stuck wrestling The Miz, a wrestler who's only won a single match in 2023. It's a situation that's been raised before, but it's worth exploring because it raises the question of whether the WWE sees LA Knight as anything more than a merch mover who doesn't need a title and only needs to show up on TV and the occasional PLE to make fans think he's high on the food chain. Unfortunately, the Miz vs Knight match is evidence that the WWE thinks exactly that. The Miz vs LA Knight is going to be an entertaining match, and to be fair, the two superstars' exchange on the stick have been fun. Indeed, both men are strong workers and equally strong talkers who can work with anyone, although LA Knight has already proved he can work effective as a babyface or a heel, while The Miz has never shown the ability to play a babyface well. The WWE can leak stories that it has plans for LA Knight, but seeing him come up short in the men's Money in the Bank match and losing a shot at the United States Championship should dispel any doubts that he's a wrestler that the WWE feels is marketable with a strap as he is without one, and that he's better used in feuds that don't involve a title. With that in mind, the WWE isn't going to have its cash cow lose to The Miz, not unless it wants to sandbag another wildly popular wrestler just to show fans who writes the shows and who it dictates gets the rub. Our final prediction, LA Knight wins the match. Next up, the steel cage match between Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. This feud has been going on since 10th April when Trish turned on Becky following their Women's Tag Team Championship loss to Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. While a 5-month feud might seem epic, this one has been anything but thanks to the WWE treating what should be a legendary series as filler on TV. So far, the only good thing that has come from this feud, besides fans getting to see Hall of Famer Trish Stratus competing, is that Zoe Stark has had some time in the spotlight. Unfortunately, the WWE's booking of its other women suggests Stark will fade into the background as soon as this feud finishes. Just how little the WWE cares about this feud is evident by the match not happening at SummerSlam, which would have been the ideal venue to end it. Instead, fans have had to watch it drag out largely on TV with non-finishes that have sapped the life out of it. Thankfully, it looks to be ending at Payback, as a must-see program has turned into something more than a few fans will be happy to see finish. A look for Becky Lynch to finally show Stratus why she's considered as one of the WWE's premier athletes, whether it's in the men's division or the women's division. On a brighter note, look for Becky and Trish to do their best to show up the WWE for shortchanging the fans at SummerSlam by putting on a steel cage match that won't soon be forgotten. But our final prediction, Becky Lynch wins the match. Next up is a Women's World Championship match as champion Rhea Ripley takes on Raquel Rodriguez. The Eradicator is seemingly unstoppable right now, as she's demolished every opponent since defeating Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 39 to capture the Women's World Championship. However, fans who watch both women's rise up in NXT know they have quite the history, and a violent one at that. This hardcore history includes a War Games match as well as a Last Women Standing match, both of which Raquel emerged victorious from. However, the Rhea Ripley she's facing now is a different wrestler, someone who's leveled up over the last year thanks to her association with the Judgment Day and her increased appetite for destruction. Nevertheless, Rhea Ripley may have unleashed a monster thanks to costing Raquel the Women's Tag Team Championship, putting Raquel's friend and tag partner on the shelf, and even taking Rodriguez out of action for several weeks with a knee injury. Fans hoping for Raquel to get the W have to ask 2 questions. The first is whether Rodriguez can control her temper and stay focused on beating Ripley. The second is whether her knee is 100%. We feel the answer is no, and that Ripley will score another win, even though it won't be the dominant win fans are used to seeing. Payback's Ripley vs Rodriguez match should be just the start of a major feud, but we have a feeling WWE will do the same thing it did with Raquel and Rhea that it did with Raquel and Ronda on SmackDown. Use the match as filler until the WWE finds what it sees as a big money opponent for Ripley, despite Raquel having the potential to be that opponent. But our final prediction, Rhea Ripley retains the World's Women's Championship. Next up is the Steel City Street Fight, as Undisputed Tag Team Champions Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn take on the Judgment Days of Finn Balor and Damien Priest. Owens and Zayn's championship reign has been a mess, as it started off as a tooling for furthering the Bloodline's breakdown, only for injuries to put title defenses on hold. Things don't look any better, as it appears the WWE is using this title defense to show the continued collapse of the Judgment Day, as Finn Balor and Damien Priest just can't get along. The Steel City stipulation, a fancy name for a street fight, should make it more exciting, but expect to see KO and Sami win, as Balor and Priest bickering, along with likely interference from JD McDonough, help the champs retain. Our final prediction: Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn retain the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. Next up is the United States Championship match, as champion Rey Mysterio takes on Austin Theory. Austin Theory's star has been falling ever since he was drafted to SmackDown, which was inevitable given the strong push he had on Raw and the WWE's policy of rotating undercard wrestlers in and out of programs, allowing only the very top stars to stay in the spotlight. The problem, as fans have seen with major stars including Lashley, is that it's easy for the WWE to forget about them for several weeks or even months. That's a problem Austin is facing, and if he doesn't regain the US Championship, it's going to be choppy waters for the next few months unless he can prove he doesn't need a title to stay over. While this should be a good match as Theory continues to improve and Rey can still go, the story behind Rey's title reign is what will happen when he and Santos Escobar eventually meet for the belt. As such, don't expect to see Austin regain the title, as Reign will retain so the WWE can proceed with Escobar's story. However, will Theory fade from sight, or will the WWE find a program for him to show he's a draw, whether he's Mr. Money in the Bank, US Champion, or a contender looking for his next opportunity? Our final prediction: Rey Mysterio retains the US Championship. And finally, the main event, as the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins takes on Shinsuke Nakamura. Seth Rollins is a fighting champion, a refreshing change of pace from the you-know-who. The only problem is WWE's choice of opponents for Rollins so far. Although he hasn't been facing big carders, he hasn't faced anyone at his level. But that's not his fault, as the WWE has taken wrestlers like Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura and largely kept them out of the main event, except for when the promotion needs some fresh faces. To the WWE's credit, they managed to create some compelling scenarios to make Seth Rollins look vulnerable. For example, not only did Finn Balor have the advantage of the Judgment Day standing in his corner, he had a strong storyline: his quest to regain the Universal Championship that he captured in 2016, only to relinquish it the day after winning it due to a shoulder injury sustained in the match. And now that Seth has moved on to Shinsuke, the WWE has set another storyline to make the King of Strong Style look like a threat. In this case, Nakamura revealing he knows about Seth's vulnerable back. Rollins has discussed his back issues in interviews, but it's been overlooked for the most part on WWE TV until now. Another example of the WWE mixing kayfabe and reality. Seth's interviews have also suggested that there's going to be a point where he'll need time to heal, which fans will likely see as another reason to believe Rollins could lose the title. The problem with this scenario is that Shinsuke has been in the WWE since 2016 when he debuted in NXT, and in 2017 when he debuted on the main roster, competing for the World Championships but never walking away with them. While Triple H may consider Nakamura as someone worth to put the title on, perhaps even a transitional champion, there's no chance in hell that Vince is going to allow it. Shinsuke always delivers in the ring, so it's easy to predict this one as a thrill ride of a match, complete with false finishes. However, Rollins will retain, and the only way Seth will drop the strap is if Damien Priest elects to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase. But our final prediction: Seth Rollins retains the World Heavyweight Championship. But there you have it, folks, all the winners and losers for Payback. What are your guys' predictions? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.